Hi, Anna. Did you know that your life story and your business story can help strengthen your personal brand and market presence? Do you want to learn how this works? Please answer one question. Why does your business exist?
To make money.
And how did you decide to start it?
After the birth of my second child, I had to quit my job and open the t-shirt store.
Anna, I'm sure your journey has not been short. Did you know there is a storytelling technique that can be very useful for your company? To make it easier for you, we will show you all the steps of this narrative construction based on the well-known Hero's Journey by Joseph Campbell. Building this narrative allows you to share experiences in an engaging way, making your listeners identify with you and remember you and your business. A good story has characters, details, and action. I'll tell you how to build this narrative, and you'll see how your entrepreneurial story has all the features of a charming story. Please look at the canvas. The beginning of the story is right there. Every story begins with the introduction of the characters and the universe or environment where it happens. In this case, you are the main character, and the universe is your family and your company.
Hello, my name is Anna, and I am 40 years old. I have a son called Pedro and a daughter called Diana. My work enables me to support my home and to pay for the education of my 2 children. I have a personalized t-shirt store in the city I live in.
Every story begins with a challenge. It can be a dilemma, a problem, or a personal conflict to resolve. What conflict drove you to start your company?
I used to work as a receptionist in a large hotel here in the city. After my second child was born, I realized I needed more flexibility to take care of my children. The hotel routine did not allow me to be with them in many important moments of their lives.
In the part we call the middle, the character is in great doubt about the best way to face the challenge. The character meets refusal and fear. You must have been very worried and divided between your work and your family. I'm sure this problem kept going round and round in your head.
Yes, the thought of leaving a job that I loved so much and that meant some economic stability was a terrifying idea. After all, where would I find a job that I would enjoy and that would allow me to spend more time with my family? It seemed an impossible wish. It seemed like I would have to choose between my career and being with my children. Since I needed to work, my fear was that my family would end up being my second choice.
In a narrative, the main character often counts on outside help. This stage is marked by an encounter with a person who helps you in some way. It can be a mentor, someone who teaches you something, or someone who awakens an idea in you. It is called necessary help. We all go through such encounters that seem to bring us a solution to our challenges.
I spent many days thinking about which decision to make, having to choose one of the 2 options. I was getting very worried until one day, while assisting a guest at the front desk of the hotel, she praised my service, my ability to solve problems, my managing knowledge about the hotel, and jokingly said that I was ready to run my own business.
In the narrative, the moment the protagonist decides, with the necessary help, to face the challenge is called overcoming. The character knows that the path may not be easy and that she will have to be able to solve it, but she gains strength and begins to plan for the final challenge.
At the time, I was very happy with the compliment. However, a stranger noticing my perceived abilities made me pause to reflect if I had fallen asleep while working as someone's employee. It was time to follow the old dream of owning my own business. The idea encouraged me, but I knew it wasn't going to be easy. I had no idea what kind of business it would be.
After acknowledging outside help and visualizing how to overcome the initial challenge, let's prepare the narrative for the final phase. At this point, the listeners are already expecting a major twist in the story. Anna, what did you do after that reflection?
I continued in my old job for some time, always watching the guests. We received many tourists, company employees, and many guests for events. That gave me an idea. If the city receives so many people in events, wouldn't a custom t-shirt store be a good business? A place that prints quality and fast personalized t-shirts?
After the narration reaches the big turn, the story becomes very inspiring for those who listen to it. It shows that, despite the difficulties and the size of the challenge, the solution is near. At that moment, your viewer hears your story and vibrates with you. You are able to engage in an emotional connection. After this stage, we are already forwarding the whole narrative towards the final conclusion. There, the main character is expected to talk about his or her learnings, or even deliver a final message.
I knew I had an interesting idea, but having a business idea was not enough. So I began to learn how to start a business from scratch. I left the hotel and bought the first t-shirts with my few savings. I made the prints in a sublet place and began to offer my services to many people I had met during my journey as a receptionist. I managed to buy my first printing machine with the first sales, and I had it delivered at home. As I took more orders, I decided to move both production and service to a rented store. Today, I even have an employee.
We have come to the final moment of this story. This is the moment when we watch how the challenge was overcome. At this point, we can see how the main character's life changes after going through all the stages. Anna's example makes us realize that the story of why she opened her business is moving. It creates a connection with those who listen to it and makes us feel part of it. That is why, even knowing where she is now, we expect a happy ending. You can use this technique to present your personal story, the story of your business. You can talk about your learnings and the challenges you have already overcome. You can use it to build a connection with your customers, get ideas for social media, to add elements for your business branding, and much more. But remember that even with so many possible elements to be used, it is important that the story is told briefly to acquire affinity from those who will listen to it. It can be customers, future partners, or even possible investors. Even if this story is about you and your life, it should reflect why your business exists. How about putting your story and the story of your business in that format? Start by exploring your self-awareness, strengths, weaknesses, and potential opportunities. Write down the key elements, such as characters, settings, past challenges, successes, learnings, and a conclusion or final message. In other words, be clear about the beginning, the middle, and the end. This technique will help us to empower ourselves with our own stories.